you see, with bald patch in the back, nobody sees this on Teams. So they think I have a head full of hair.
Abhi, hi, I'm Sophie. I'm from 3SK. Thanks for being with us today. For the last 25 years, Abhi's played an important role in developing automotive systems and software. And currently, his role as VP of Engineering at ClearMotion has seen Abhi lead the development of an industry-first, safety-critical, full active suspension system. And that's what we're talking about with Abhi today.
First, thank you for coming over, Sophie, and it's great to actually have a chat with you about this topic. Most vehicles today have either a passive or semi-active suspension system. With passive suspension, we have fixed level of damping. Once tuned, it cannot adapt to changing terrain. It's safe and comfortable, but still cannot vary due to road disturbances. Semi-active systems takes this one step further. They do have the ability to change damping in real time. They still cannot inject any force or inject any energy into the system, but they can vary damping in real time in response to road disturbances. Full active suspension system is a step change. The active suspension system like ClearMotion CM1 can actually not only absorb energy, but also inject energy into the system. Using fast actuators and advanced control algorithms, we can push or pull vehicle body in response to road disturbances we see. What that means is we can cancel body roll through cornering, keep the vehicle body flat over a speed bump, or completely remove the head toss you experience due to those small road undulations you see on the roads. The result is a unique combination of safety, ride comfort, and handling precision that just isn't possible using passive or semi-active system. Suspension system exists today, but it is limited to certain high-end luxury premium vehicles. That is mainly because of the architecture being complex and quite invasive. We have remote pumps and hydraulic hoses running through the length of the vehicle, making system complex, architecture complex, integration difficult, and adds latency to the overall system. ClearMotion approaches this problem very differently. We have a corner integrated system where our actuator, the hydraulics, electronics, all are packaged into the wheel arch of the vehicle. It installs like a semi-active damper. What that gives to the vehicle manufacturer is they have the ability to, say, create a platform with two different variants, one with semi-active system and the other one with active ClearMotion CM1 active system. In one shift, they can use their semi-active damper. They can install the semi-active damper. In the very next shift, they can use the ClearMotion CM1 system with no change to the vehicle assembly line except that particular station where they install the damper, all with just a change in hardware and our software, with the rest of the vehicle and assembly line unchanged. So the advantage is the tooling for the assembly line doesn't need to change. There is no large-scale elaborate changes as opposed to the other solutions on the table where the OEM or the vehicle manufacturer will have to do elaborate changes to the chassis design to accommodate those complex solutions. Our solution also is fully end-of-line tested. What that means is by the time it actually hits the manufacturing end-of-line, the system comes fully tested. That means there is no further need for elaborate testing on the vehicle manufacturing line. ClearMotion is the only tier 1 in the world that actually offers complete full system solution for active suspension. That is, we supply the hardware, software, and the integration services, making us really the true one-stop shop for active suspension technology. So that combination of low cost, low latency, ease of integration, and fully tested system by the time it actually hits the end of line makes us really unique. Historically, as I said, active suspension has only been viable on certain high-end premium luxury vehicles, mainly because of the complexity of architecture and high cost involved. But CMI ClearMotion changes that equation. Our corner integrated solution is, as explained, not only compact, but it is low cost, and it's a drop-in replacement for the existing semi-active system. So that should make it attractive not just for premium luxury vehicles, but also for mass market B, C, D segment vehicles as well. So the use cases are really everyday use cases, going to and fro from a workplace, uneven surfaces, secondary roads, where the occupants experience head toss, discomfort, and fatigue. For example, on UK B roads, we can virtually eliminate. I don't know if you noticed the head toss we go, one experience is we can virtually eliminate because of our system, how we perform on the vehicle. I've recently been to India, and in a country like India where road conditions make it impossible for someone to relax or work in a vehicle, our system can virtually overnight smoothen the roads. I look at ClearMotion CM1 system as something that democratizes active suspension, taking something that is currently restricted to high-end luxury vehicles and making it available for wider range of platforms and consumers. As you would imagine, there are a number of technical challenges that we had to overcome during the development of this product. Active suspension has been the holy grail for many suspension suppliers and vehicle manufacturers who have been chasing it for decades. Even ClearMotion took more than 10 years to industrialize what Bose suspension had demonstrated in 2000s. First challenge I can think of is packaging. As I explained before, we have the actuator, the hydraulics, the pump, the electronics, the motor, all integrated into the wheel arch of the vehicle. And that's our philosophy, to have a corner integrated solution. And there's not a lot of space in the wheel arch.
Absolutely.
So that is packaging is one of the challenges. And we add mass to the vehicle. So our performance not only has to compensate for the added mass or bulk, but also has to be viable to be in terms of cost. Second one, an important one, is system latency and bandwidth. We pride ourselves to have one of the highest bandwidths of the active suspensions out there in the market. Actuator needs to react fast within a millisecond to be able to cancel out the road disturbances. Otherwise, the ride can actually get worse. So having a low latency and very fast acting actuator is a challenge that we have to overcome. The other one I can think of is NVH, noise, harshness, and vibration. The actuators, if they are noisy, the occupants can hear it and feel it. So ClearMotion have patented technology in our active valve that reduces noise. The obvious problem is durability. This is a high duty cycle product. We have to endure millions of cycles across infinitely different terrains and extreme climates. We are very proud to have achieved high reliability and high confidence during our formal validation. So resolving all of these problems, still keeping the cost viable, makes the active suspension really the final frontier in automotive ride and handling. Is a very important topic actually, and not something that people really realize. Suspension system is already considered safety critical. Now that is because a minimum level of safe level of damping is important for the vehicle to be stable. Imagine if there is not a lot of damping on the suspension, and someone is taking a particularly sharp corner at a high speed, or if they're going through a bumpy road, then it's very difficult to keep all four wheels on the ground all the time, and that can make the vehicle unstable and create hazards to the occupants. The worst failure mode of the passive or semi-active system is loss of damping. And the automotive industry has been making dampers for a very long time, so we very well know how to mitigate that particular failure mode. But once we introduce full active suspension system, the game changes. We can not only absorb but also inject force, which means we can stabilize. We can give during handling. We can make sure that we can push or pull the vehicle body to make sure that the wheels are always firmly, maximum tire contact on the ground. But with that, while the safety is maximized when we are working well, if there is any random hardware failure or a systematic software bug, then and if you can imagine on the same sharp corner, if we push the body instead of pull, or when somebody is going fast and we start bouncing because of a failure, or when we start bouncing when somebody is applying hard brake, and we actually induce hazards that just were not possible to induce using the current technology, semi-active or active. Therefore, safety architecture and functional safety has always been critical in our safety design. Normally, vehicle manufacturers own the higher level functional safety concept, but at ClearMotion, we have taken it upon ourselves to perform hazard testing, to do the HARA, derive safety goals and functional safety requirements, and flow it down to all subsystems, so that all subsystems, the electronics, the software, the hardware, and the whole system in general has been designed to mitigate any violation of safety code. That gives us and our customers confidence that the system is designed safely and robustly. I think 3SK had just been established around 2019. The founders of 3SK had a good reputation in the automotive industry within West Midlands. They were my first go-to choice, and they were a small, agile team who I knew were perfect fit because of their prior experience and how proactive they actually are. What stood out with 3SK was the balance they struck between the automotive safety critical development rigor that we all know is required, and also pragmatism. So they came to the table with a very structured approach, and they never were after box ticking exercise. They came with a very structured and deep knowledge, compliant with ASPICE and ISO 26262. They have tailored their system development processes that they were delivering to us, to our product and our architecture. So because we are still a startup in a way, we couldn't be and we cannot afford to be bogged down through unnecessary process compliance. So for the sake of compliance, that we can't be following something that actually doesn't add value to the product. But at the same time, we have to be very careful not to miss the essence of what these standards are trying to. Then the team also were very collaborative. They were not, unlike some of the consultants who from afar give advice. 3SK were collaborative enough to be embedded within our team, and that made sure that the trust factor was built up very quickly. And because they are still a small team, the agility is something that is very important. So because we were on our route to our production launch, there were issues that we need to resolve day in, day out, and 3SK were agile enough to be to change for changing needs that we had for the product. The outcome of the safety case development was that we were able to demonstrate with evidence that the system meets the safety goals we have set ourselves during the design of the product. We have, as mentioned before, we have taken upon ourselves to induce hazards during our validation, vehicle level validation, and perform hazard testing and complete HARA
Yep.
and derive safety goals from it. And those safety goals helped us to systematically create a functional safety concept and safety requirements that we flowed down to various subsystems of the product. So all the system design, the electronics and software was such that we were able to demonstrate through evidence that the design mitigated any violation of safety goals. The result is a well-defined safe state that the system reverts to in presence of any failure.
Yes.
And in our case, it's a passive damping state. So it was just not a compliance. It was not just a compliance exercise for us and for our customer. The safety case gave us the confidence that the system is not just safe and robust, but actually can be deployed at scale, and that was very important. And during validation, we also have proven very high reliability and confidence, and that in combination of safety case paved the way for our production launch. So in short, the outcome was a production-ready system with defensible, auditable safety argument that was critical for our production launch. As I mentioned, safety case is quite fundamental to ensure the success of our launch. This was world's first low-cost, low-latency corner integrated system being introduced on NIO's, our customer's flagship vehicle. So naturally, our customer was cautious when we were planning the launch of the vehicle. By building a robust safety case aligned with ISO 26262, we were able to show that our system was designed and under all conditions, through testing, our system was designed to mitigate any violation of safety goals. That allowed us to pass, and this is very important, that allowed us to pass validation without any late surprises, because the safety architecture was so intrinsic for our overall system design. So in short, safety case that we developed turned what could have been a risk factor into trust building element, paving the way for our CM1 launch in NIO ET9. Aspects I would like to take forward into future projects with 3SK is really the agility, the collaborative spirit, and also pragmatism. So it never felt like a supplier-client relation to me. 3SK were very accessible, and I really see them as my extended team. And when I have a particularly difficult functional safety issue that I need deep expertise with, I know 3SK is there who could jump in at short time and provide the added advantage of not just having the experienced people on my side, but also help the team out in resolving and guiding the team correctly to resolve the safety issues. Highly recommend 3SK if someone is looking for a partner to help navigate, and it is a complex area of help navigate any ASPICE and FUSA compliance, ISO 26262 compliance. 3SK, I would say, is a very excellent choice. They combine the deep technical expertise with a lot of combined experience they have. For us, for ClearMotion, it definitely helped us to industrialize this very complex product. I consider the active suspension system that we developed to be fairly complex. It's very, so electromechanical hydraulic system with software-centric system, and for any product like ours that is first in the market, and to industrialize that, 3SK definitely helped us get into the market first at China speed, but at the same time not ignoring the essence of what these standards are looking for, the ASPICE and FOSA standards. The active suspension, as I mentioned before, has been in development for decades now, almost 30 years, approximately 30 years. It's been talked about, it's been demonstrated on and off for a very long time. But it's only now with ClearMotion's CM1 system, the technology is within reach of an everyday user and normal vehicle. What excites me most is the impact it can have on everyday mobility. There are so many countries in the world where the road infrastructure will take decades to catch up with what we have here in the West. And with our system, all these countries and the road infrastructure can overnight change into smooth highways that we have here. So that completely will transform the quality of ride in motion in all these countries. And I've given an example of India. So looking ahead, we want to drive the cost even down so that we can be low enough in cost to be on B, C, and D segment vehicles, and not just premium vehicles, because a Neo ET9 is a premium car. But we want to make sure that we drive down the cost and go down the segments of the vehicles as well. Future of active suspension is really exciting, and ClearMotion is at the heart of it. And we are very proud to be leading this revolution of finally conquering the final frontier, as I say, of automotive ride and handling.
Thank you. Thank you, Abhi, so much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thanks.